Hello, my name is Lance Pierce, and I am 23 years old. I grew up in New Tripoli, Pennsylvania, and I came to San Antonio in 2014. I now work at a nonprofit called San Antonio Youth for Christ, where we reach lost kids with the gospel of Jesus Christ. I work at Garcia Middle School, which is a new site we just opened last year, and this is where I am leading leaders and reaching kids as well. A little bit of background of YFC is it started in 1944, came to Texas in 1962, and our first full-time employee was Billy Graham. What YFC does is we partner with local churches and schools to reach young people everywhere, and making them lifelong followers of Jesus Christ. We only do that by having loving leaders in loving relationships with these kids. So we go through life with these kids, and we talk about life. We do small group, we play games, and we just really go through life with these kids to encourage them, empower them, and share the gospel with them. A little bit of my story. I am in a wheelchair, and so I have something called Duchenne muscular dystrophy. I was diagnosed with this at the age of 7, so which was around 2007. What muscular dystrophy is that your DNA is like a twisted ladder. Well, my 19th bar is missing, and so my body doesn't produce a protein called dystrophin, which is the muscle building protein. Not only that, is that my muscles are also atrophying, so they're just getting weaker and weaker over time. There's nothing that I can do about it. There's no cure for it. And it's a really slow process, so it's really just going slow. I usually tell people that the heart is a muscle. And so what usually happens is that people with my condition actually end up with heart failure at the age of 30 to 40. That's the life expectancy. A few years later, 2010 comes around and my dad has a severe stroke. He's paralyzed on his left side still today. And so those two things, Duchenne muscular dystrophy and my dad's stroke, completely changed the trajectory of my life for forever. And so this actually led to our move to San Antonio in 2014. And now that's where I learned about YFC. I went to Brandeis High School. I started a new school, started everything new pretty much. And this is when I started getting angry and a lot of fear came into my life. I felt alone. I felt like no one could relate to my story. And I felt like I was the unluckiest person in the world. I just saw that not many people were in a wheelchair, and I couldn't really see people in a wheelchair, and I just felt like no one could really relate to me. And that anger that I had in myself, towards God and towards everyone, because I didn't even believe in God at this point, but the anger that I had was actually rubbing off on other people, and I didn't really care about them. I was only caring about me because they didn't know what I was going through, and I felt like I couldn't relate to me, and they couldn't relate to me. But nothing really changed until I found the Brandeis Fellowship. This is a program that YFC puts on. And it was about 5 years ago when I was in my junior year of high school that these leaders started coming into my life. And they would encourage me and share with me things that I didn't believe about myself here at Brandeis Fellowship or YFC. And what I saw in these leaders was that they had a lot of joy and a lot of peace, but they would also love well. And so I didn't know what that was. I don't know why they were doing it, but I was going to figure that out. And so I continued to go and to try to figure out what motivated them, because I wanted that love and joy that they had, that peace that they had, because I wasn't comfortable in my own skin. I wasn't okay with being in a wheelchair, and I didn't accept what was going on in my life, and I was angry about it. Well, soon after, I decided to join the YFC program as an LIT, which is a leader in training. So we also are building up leaders. Not only are we reaching kids, we're building up leaders to also be lifelong followers of Jesus. And so we have a lot of people come actually as students to the LIT program and through the YFC program, and to build them up as leaders. And so I actually came through that program, and now I am a site director at Garcia Middle School, where I'm leading leaders and reaching kids as well. So the impact that I'm able to have now, I'm able to be the leader for these kids that these leaders, other leaders at Brandeis were for me. And I'm able to encourage these kids and share the gospel with these kids, the message of hope with these kids, and to encourage them throughout life. And we do that throughout many other schools at San Antonio as well. We're also got Connolly Middle School and Neff Middle School, as well as Garcia and other schools as well. And so our goal is to make lifelong followers of Jesus. And we do that by loving our relationships. But we want to see people thrive in their life. And so we really go through life with these kids, and we share about their struggles, share with them in their struggles, and we share about our lives as well. And so we are impacting kids in San Antonio, and it is a blessing to be able to do it, to share life with these kids and just talk about their lives. But yeah, now we get to kind of show them that their circumstances don't identify them. Their identity is not in their circumstances, and that, at least sometimes our greatest weakness is our greatest strength. Like for me, I didn't believe that this wheelchair was a curse, but in reality, it was actually a blessing. And now we get to share that with other kids, and through our lives and through our stories. And so I thank you, and that is it.